This conference will now be recorded.
All right, start recording. 3 AAA baseball came in as I was trying to load this up. You just never know when plays are going to come in. Hopefully you guys were able to get down. Obviously, I only send them out to you because the lines move quickly. By the time I try to type them in and load them in for regular subscribers, it's just not possible. Like, they're going to look and the line's going to be a run off, a run and a half off. And that just pisses people off, and they should be pissed, because why would you send out a play with stale lines when you know it's going to move? With you guys, I'm getting it out ASAP as I'm betting it. So you should be able to get down. I mean, if it changes 5 cents here or there, that's not going to make a difference over 1,000, 2,000 plays. But if you have just 1 or 2 books and they happen to be very sharp and they've already adjusted, let it go. We'll have more stuff. Let me just check in, because again, we are doing this at a time when stuff's going on. So don't be surprised if I send out some live action for us, some premium plays. I just got one right now. It starts in 5 minutes. They say a PFL play. Let's see if we could get down. Pergandi plus 180. This is my boy's play too. Usually does very well. Let me get back to me. Okay, this is my boy's play. Very, very sharp when it comes to this. And he's taken Perganda plus 180. Extremely sharp. Oh, it probably went off. It was from 330. Give me just 2 seconds, guys. Again, this is what's happening as we are doing this. I work. So you're seeing for real stuff coming in. And see, I was getting ready for this and I missed it. Pergandi plus 180 and just deal with me, brother. I promise you guys, you're going to get nothing but good shit in this cold chat. Again, this is when everything's going down. We're about to bet the hockey in the next 30 minutes. So again, you're going to want to get that straight from here. I'm almost 100% sure it's a total. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's see if this, I'm going to check one more play to see if it's still alive for us. No reason to put stuff out again if we can't get down, but I believe all right. Permacrate got knocked out. See, we saved money. He just texted me back. I love you, brother. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. We're all in. We're ready to go like we always do. Nothing more important than rewind. What do we rewind? How we're doing so far for this year. And I'm going to strictly go over quickly where we're at. Nothing more important than the last 3 days, right? What you do last is all that matters. Last 3 days, we're plus 18.5 units, 10-4, 44% ROI. That's unsustainable. For some reason, when recreational bettors see that, they get excited and they go and buy the subscription, or they go and buy the guy's plays without even asking the next question. How are you the last 30 days? Not just the last 3. Okay, so let's check our last 30. Oh, good. We're up 22 units, 55% win percentage, and close to a 5% ROI. That's sustainable. That's what we should be doing. Yes, that's what a winning sports bettor does. And now over this year, let's see where we're at. I believe we're still in first place. Yes, 218 units. So we must have lost this morning our baseball. Again, win some, lose some. We never get too high. We never get too low. We know how this game ends. We bet nothing but winning shit. That doesn't mean it's 100%. What that means is we shift the probabilities in our favor every single bet we place. just like the casino does. They don't win every hand. They don't win every table sometimes. Over an hour, a table will lose, but they know as long as they keep that table open and keep dealing cards with their built-in edge, they're going to make the money. And that's the same with us. We have an edge and it's been proven. So that's all we have to do. Remember, manage the drawdowns, like I said, for the last 3 weeks. Manage the drawdowns and results follow. The only way to manage your drawdowns is by betting in proportion to your edge and to your bankroll. And we've already got that figured out because we only bet between 0.25 and 1.25. 90% of our bets are 0.75%, that's a 3% play, or 1% of our bankroll, that's a 4% play. As you notice, 90% of our plays will be that. So in 90% of the time, you'll never bet more than 1% of your bankroll. That means that even during rough stretches, you'll be fine unless you overbet. If you're overbetting, then you're not going to be able to benefit and pick up the 200 units because you're going to be out of action. And you can't time when you're going to win, when you're going to lose. And unfortunately, too many novice bettors, that's what they do. They look for a guy that's hot when that's the worst possible thing you could do because a hot guy is going to cool off. You can't sustain 90%, 80%. So they're buying hot streaks when that's the last thing they should be doing. They should be looking for long-term winners and just, there's so few of them, but actually securing that information instead of trying to figure out when a losing bettor is gonna win. So things are good. So far, we're in June. We've completed 5 months. We're ahead of schedule. And again, we got football coming and there's so much going on during the fall, multiple sports, multiple things. We're going to be just fine. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is capital preservation. And that means you don't chase. You don't chase ever. You don't revenge bet ever. I'm going to keep repeating these things because we're human. We all do this. Yeah, I'll take the half point worse. Or I don't, yeah, it's the last game tonight. I'll just put a smaller bet. When you start doing that, you eliminate any edge you have. It's gone. Finished. Your edge is eliminated. Our edges aren't gigantic. So once you start betting negative EV stuff, the positive EV shit barely evens it out. So you got to be careful there. Chris Wade's a real sharp side. They already hit that while I was in the shower. Yeah, Gombis was on it. Yeah, that's my guy. I love Andrew. I love Andrew. Sharp as they come. I talk to him almost every day. And one of the guys I respect most as far as opinions go in the MMA space. And really sharp, honest, good kid. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but meaning he's young and he's going to be definitely one of the names in the winning handicapper space. Now we got those 3 AAA baseball. If he's got down, hopefully he's got down. Right now, as I was saying it, we're going to bet the NHL game under right now. It's coming out probably within the next minute. We'll lay up to -115. It's -110 right now. It's going to be a 4% play. And I see a tons of -110s, ton of -110s. But again, I'll put it out at -115 so you guys are comfortable knowing you have some leeway in case some of the sharper groups get down on this as well, and you're working with one of those books. So you should be receiving Las Vegas and Florida very, very soon. And give me 2 seconds. Actually, you guys will be with me. We'll put in one of the bets, okay? All right, we'll fire a bet. We'll fire an under together. Let me see. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just figure which guy I'm going to give this piece to, because I know we hit a couple already. But here, you know what? We're going to go ahead and share the screen for you guys. Again, I just be patient. Things are happening now, and I don't want to miss them. This is how, if we were in a trading room, this is how they go in the stock trading rooms. Everyone taking turn looking at charts and trying to see where we're going to move on. Let me just make sure everything gets out okay, and we are ready to go. Sorry, again, it's a 4% play as it came in, so I gotta do what I gotta do. We're working, we're putting stuff out, and everyone should have it. Now I'll go ahead and place the bet with you guys. Yeah, we'll go in this account that's, oh yeah, this one's down like 5 dimes too. All right, you're gonna like this. There's a down account. Yeah, there we go. We're down about 5 dimes in this one. He's charging 114. See, I could get better, but you know what? This is brand new, and he's giving us a good limit. So by not beating him, I'll eat the 4 cents. Yeah, we'll go ahead and eat these 4 cents. What do you say? And that should put us in a good spot with him, knowing we're not just moving in on steam. I like to do that. I even have a parlay with this dude, actually. No. Yeah, we even have I even have a parlay going. I have a bunch of pending wagers in this back end. We got that one for tonight. Yeah. Oh, see, there you go. There's a handful, and you know we're going to be on Oliveira on Saturday. The only reason I'm holding off is because that line's moving against us. The money's coming in on Dariush, so I have no rush to get. I'm hoping you guys get a better number. We got down early on Oliveira. I knew, because having talked to Nick, you guys know Nick Karalis, who was at Circa, and I knew that there was going to be Dariush sharp money as well. Obviously, I'm in the Oliveira camp, and because of that, I was like, I'm going to wait and send it out and get you guys a better number. And more importantly, it's getting stronger and stronger as the week progresses. It's already a 4% bet size for me. And again, the only reason I haven't put it out yet, now you guys got it, so you know, use as you will, is because you saw I got plus 111, and at one point when I had gotten the plus 111, Oliveira actually went to minus. He was like minus 105, minus 110 even. But then again, as Nick had told me, sharp money is going to come in on Dariush as well. And you're seeing that it's at Circa, it's all the way up to minus 150. So you guys are going to get 20 cents better than I actually got on that Oliveira bet. And I do think it's real quickly, the bottom line for me with Oliveira is this. It's recency bias at its best. And I've shared it on Twitter. I've shared it for years now. I trade 5 factors, and each factor that checks off is 1% higher. If it's one of my factors, it's a 1% play. 2 factors, 3 factors, 4 factors, 5 factors. For the Oliveira play, it was a 4-factor play. My network, number 1, the sharp guys that I work with, the first one, even though another one, Nick, came in the other side, Andrew, as JB knows, came in on the Oliveira side. That's the side I was already on, and that's the reason I went ahead and bet it also for myself. And the reason for me was simple as far as Oliveira goes. It's recency bias. Again, it checks off the network for me. It checks off the mean reversion, which you expect from Dariush. Bottom line is this. Let's not forget his best win was in his last fight where he closed as a plus 200 favorite, underdog, excuse me, where let's not also forget in Oliveira's last fight, it was against Makhachev. Yes, he was a dog, but not a big dog. And that was against Makhachev. Take away the Makhachev fight where he had won 8 straight, and Oliveira would be a close to 2-1 favorite in this fight. Again, he could go out there and lose that fight on Saturday, but this line reeks of recency bias anti-Oliveira, because prior to losing to Makhachev, the narrative was, how would Oliveira fare against Khabib? How would he do against the best lightweight of all time? Is Charles the best? Is he the best of all time? And then Makhachev beats him, and all of a sudden, he's a dog to Dariush, who closed plus 200 in his last fight. Again, that's the market, and that's what we live for. We love overreactions. And speaking of overreactions, did you guys see today a beautiful trade on Bitcoin, a great short when it had its top and tail? I'm going to share that with you guys here. So those of you that trade, look out for these. This is beautiful. Here we go today with Bitcoin. Let me put this chat down. You'll notice right here, this top and tail that happened early this morning. And as soon as it didn't get the 50% retrace, whenever you see a topping tail, which again, I'll explain the factors for a topping tail, you want to wait for a 50% retrace on the next candle. But there were more than enough factors and more than enough resistance going back that I wasn't waiting for multiple factors. I expected right away that we were going to see some type of negative once you see that, you see nothing but greed. That's greed going up, greed going up, greed going up. Then you get that topping tail. You know what's going to happen afterwards? It's going to come right back down. Now, you ain't got to hold it forever. That's why I try to do with sports betting. You got to be ready to trade. You got to be ready to buy or sell depending on what the charts give you. You don't know at any one instant, one day, what it's going to give you. So my goal is to separate you from being a fan and making you an investor as a sports bettor, because everyone in this room is here to be profitable. You're not here because you like sports, but you're not here because you want to cheer in your favorite team. You're here because you want to beat your books, and you realize that it's a beatable market. And I'm going to walk you through it every single week. But again, please, I'll keep repeating it. You have to be able to stick to your bet size, keeping it the way we touched on. Yes, for you traders out there that keeps right, be careful. Next week, there's the Fed meeting, there's options expiration. Don't bet out. Please don't play options. Let me explain something real quickly, and don't forget this. This is very actionable information for you guys. 99% of options are offered by institutions. That's a fact. Okay, they make the most money when the option expires at a price that people lose the most money. They have the power to drive the price to that point. Options are parlays. That's why I'm bringing this up. I know this is about sports betting, but markets are markets. That's what I'm trying to explain. Once you can beat a market, you realize all you're doing is trading fear and greed. In sports, in equities, in crypto, it's all the same trade. And the example I'm trying to make is with parlays and options is this. People bet parlays because they don't want to take out the money to bet it straight, meaning they're going to bet a Saturday MMA card. They look up, they like two favorites at one at minus 220, one at minus 300. And they're like, dude, I'm not going to bet 300 and 220. That's going to be $520 to win 200 out of my pocket. You know what? I'm going to tie them into a $100 parlay or $200 parlay, make it cheaper for myself. That's exactly what the sportsbook wants you to do. That's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to not think with your reasonable brain. They want you to think with your emotional brain. And that your emotional brain is going to tell you that's the right thing to do. You stand a chance to lose less. You have a chance to win more. But your reasonable brain is going to tell you these two things aren't correlated. If one fighter wins in the first fight of the night, has no bearing on that sixth fight that I have tied into it. What does the outcome of one have to do with the other? And more importantly, if these are really positive EV, why wouldn't I bet them straight? I don't have to put 300 and 220. Why can't I put 30 and 20 to win 10 and win 10? If that's what my bankroll reflects, that's what I could afford. Again, you have to bet based on your bankroll. Forget the dreams. It's like I wrote today. Forget the big score, dude. We all want the big score. It's not happening. It hasn't happened to me. I wish it happens to one of you, but probability, highly probable, you will not get a big score. And that's just how life goes. Meaning that, you know, the walk up and hit a megabucks machine is one person in a billion, and it's timing and what happens. Again, it's not going to happen. What I'm trying to get at, that's the bottom line. But you're seeing consistency. As long as you bet size correctly, we're going to cash more tickets than we trash, and little by little, you're going to acquire more money. Just scroll through the Twitter. Today we're on June 8th, and it's up to 210, 215 units. Last week when we did this, we were right at 200. Now next week, hopefully we're at 240. Who knows? Maybe even higher. But we may come back a little. If we do, as long as you bet size consistently, it's not going to make a difference. All it is a different number in this short time span. What matters is where we're at 6 months from now, 9 months from now, 12 months from now. Then are we still up? Are we still way ahead? That's how you're going to grow your bankroll exponentially, by us continuing to win, not by us making one big score, hitting one big parlay. Then what the fuck we do? We start losing the money back to the bookies? That makes no sense to me. No, we consistently beat them. And that doesn't mean every day. That means we shift the odds to our favor, and long term, they have no shot. Just like I tell you with blackjack, if you're an advantaged blackjack player, the only thing you have to do is see hands. If you can see hands and you play properly, they can't beat you unless you bet size incorrectly. Otherwise, you have the edge, just like they do in certain situations. So as long as you continue to not do what the books want you to do, and you continue to come week in, week out, ask your questions, go through the good, celebrate the good, survive the bad with all of us. When the dust settles December 31st, you're going to be one of the few people on the fucking planet that's going to be able to say, I made money betting sports, and not lying. Like, you're not going to be lying. It's not going to be social media hit where you're just pretending, where you're talking about your last 10 picks. You're actually going to say in 2023, I turned this much profit. And then it's going to be 2024. And I hope it gets exponential, dude. Like the guys I had dinner with last week that are now betting 1 dime to 5 dime. God bless you. And I see you both in here again. Thank you. And I know you guys already know everything. You ain't got to be here, but I appreciate it. And I appreciate you asking questions so I could answer them that help other guys and gals get to where you guys are. Do I track my stock trading as detailed as you do with sports betting? Yes. How much return you have been able to produce in the day? I'll tell you the truth. Right now where I'm at, I'm trying to become a 1% trader. That's where I'm trying to get as far as day trading goes. I'm just being honest with you. I'm getting in and out. I track everything as I could show you, dude. Like, I'm very detail oriented guy. I have OCD, so I draw. This is big. I draw charts. I am very, very detail oriented. If I commit to something, I make it an obsession. That's what I did with card counting. That's what I did with sports when I came here 30 years ago. And I did so with trading after getting burned with investments when COVID came 3 years ago. And I now consider myself on the path of becoming a master trader. I really do. I consistently turn a profit. Again, I'm over 0.5% as far as the money that I'm investing being able to make. So again, every $1 million you're making what, 50 grand, is that? No, that's off of 5%, excuse me. So you're making 5 grand off. So you got to keep flipping. But again, with stock, at least for me, with margin, it's not hard to get to 6, 7 figures quickly in trading. Even with sports, guys that are betting $100 a game, you'd be surprised how much it adds up. If you're betting 3, 4, if you're betting our stuff over the course of a month, you would be surprised how much you bet. And if you could even return, shit, we're averaging 5%. And in sports, that's been lifetime. I said that if you go back, when I sat down with Kelly, if you go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, even on the UFC, on the line, the first 3, 4, 5, 10 episodes, I kept saying it because I needed it to sink in that long term, I'm a 5% ROI guy. Because the groups I work with, which are the most profitable and respected on the planet, that's what I've seen them produce over the last 30 years. Yes, some years have been higher, some years have been lower, some seasons have been higher, some seasons have been lower, but on the average, they're about 5% ROI, which is sick. Because like I said, in stocks right now, I'm on my way to becoming a master trader, and I'm able to only do 1/10 of what I could do in sports. The difference is I could move a lot more in stocks. Like you see, and again, that wasn't to show off, but that's one account to get 2 dimes down, and that's a gold account. Most of them are nickel accounts, dime accounts. You can't just bet anything. Unfortunately, once you start winning, you get cut off, you don't get paid. Like that's the kind of shit that ends up happening. So what you got to do is take that capital and start investing it elsewhere. That's why I dabbled in art. I've got an art portfolio, if you could believe that, with Masterworks. And I do shit with stocks, and I bet sports, and I'm getting ready to do a little more blackjack. I just trained actually a couple that came to Vegas, and I trained them because that's what they want to go back home and do. Anyway, God bless them. I wish them the best of luck. Anyway, make a long story short, yeah, check out that video I did with Kelly, where I just told it 6, 7, 8 years ago, just the truth, man, that if I can't promise you the world. All I can promise you is what I know I'm capable of. And that's that with the information I have, the network that I've built and the info I've access to, we're going to win more than we're going to lose. And it's up to you to have the discipline to profit off it. And I keep saying, I'll take discipline over intellect 10 out of 10 times. Give me a disciplined person over a smart person. I'll take the disciplined dude every fucking time, every time. He's going to outwork that smart dude. It's not even going to be close. In the beginning, sure, the smart guy's going to be a little ahead, but enough time, the disciplined dude's going to blow him away. It's not even going to be close. Give the disciplined guy enough time. That's why I say, that's all. You got to just outwork. Remember, you work 1 hour a day longer than everyone else. Only 5 days a week, that's 5 hours a week. In a month, you work 20 hours more than anyone else. In a year, that's 240 hours. In 10 years, you work 2,400 more hours than the next guy. You don't think you've gotten a little bit further that putting 2,400 extra hours in over that decade? That's only 1 hour. Imagine if you're insane like I am and you work 14, 16-hour days, how quickly good shit starts to happen to you. But again, that's why, unfortunately, I'm not putting club pictures up and all that other fun stuff, because right now I'm in a different mindset. I have one goal and that's it. And you guys are here at the perfect time because I have a number in my head. And when I get to that number is when I shut it all down. So until we get to that number, we're all good. We're all going to make money together. And I'm here to help you every single possible way. Again, you need to ask me how I can help. I'll have stuff to talk about. The best, I thought of something the other day because actually I hedged. Last Saturday, I gave out 5 MMA picks. You saw we hit 4 of them. I happened to be at a casino because I was meeting Nick, rep from Pinnacle that came from Canada, and another really sharp kid from Chicago. Make a long story short, we were going to get together to watch the fights, and it was at a casino. Because I was at a casino, I said, let me put in a parlay. I tied up the 5 fighters in a nickel parlay. It was going to pay $9,500. It got to where 4 of them hit, and I was left with Kai France. Anyway, not to go long, everyone at the table at the same time was like, hedge that, hedge that, hedge that. And I'm going to be honest with you. Deep down, the degenerate in me was like, hedge it. I could win 9,500. And I know I'm on the sharp side. That much I know. But then as the card was progressing, I was monitoring the lines more and more. You start to think like there is two-sided sharp action. I start reaching out to the network. And again, make a long story short, I ended up hedging it. And the funny thing, the reason I bring that up is because before they made the announcement, I was actually pissed because it looked obvious that Kara France had won the fight. And I was like, damn, I just hedged 4 dimes for nothing. I just lost 4 dimes for nothing. Why did I hedge it? In my head, I was thinking that because I was in the company of sharp guys I respect, and I know respect me, I had to do the right thing. I couldn't look like the degenerate that my emotions wanted me to be. Like deep down, I wanted the 9 dimes. I was like, dude, big deal. If I lose a nickel. If I win 9,500. That to me looks really, really good. And then the Pinnacle guy goes, dude, even if you're right, you're 55-45 at best. Even if you're right. He goes, even if you're so on point, what are you, 60-40 at best? You're talking about a fight that the betting line says the coin flip. So even if your handicap is so on, what kind of edge do you have? Is it 55-45, 60-40? You got a chance to lock in $5,000 off a $500 investment, and you're not going to do it? You're going to let it ride on a 55-45 proposition? You know the odds, you know the math. And it was so obvious. But again, even me who's done this 30 years, every single day, was so tempted to let it ride. That's why I keep saying, let them talk shit about us. I don't care. The people in this room are going to make money. Again, I promise you, if you're here December 31st, you will have been in the 1% that made money in 2023 betting sports, because I plan on doing that. And there's nothing the book could do to you. As long as you have outs and to get down, we're going to take money. We're going to win money. And hopefully you do the right things with it and keep exponentially growing it and not do stupid shit like I did so it takes you as long as it took me. And that's what I'm here to help do, so that you don't make the mistakes I did and you exponentially grow it as fast as the guys I had dinner with did last week, because they showed me it is fucking possible to do it in a lot faster time than I did. Real quickly, let me go. The gambler's perspective behind you. Yes, yeah, JB, that's it's the truth. And it's not a brag about the Kara France to say I had a parlay. Dude, I've hit parlays. I've hit a 10-team parlay. I hit 18 I've hit so many parlays. I've been here 30 years. I'm not up money on parlays. I'm down because I put in so many of them, and they're so negative EV. I can't be up. It's just not mathematically feasible that I put in throughout the years that I could. Nobody. I mean, you're not up betting parlays. It's just like, stop it. So I don't lie about that shit. Yeah, I hit this parlay Saturday and I'm still down so much money on parlays, and I still did it because that's my gamble. Listen, I don't go shoot pool. I don't go to movies. I don't go to bars. My hobby is that. So yeah, I'm gonna, instead of going to mega bucks or this, I throw $500 parlay. That's my gamble. That's my negative EV. That gets the Jones out. But shit, I got lucky this time and it turned into a positive EV situation. So I was like, I'm taking advantage. So again, this isn't a brag that I hit a parlay. Actually, I lost the parlay. I hit the hedge. It's to tell you that even myself is constantly fighting my demons. And the reason this room is so important is so we can help each other get through that. And that's why I told you, I don't care if it's one other person in here. If it's those 2 guys from last week and it's just us doing it, it's worth it to me because you guys remind me. You help me get sharper. You help me, like things you tell me, like, oh, we can't get down on this, or there's just so many ideas that you gain by surrounding yourself with people with the same goals. And we all have the same goals. Our goals are aligned. I wake up every morning trying to find winners for myself, and you guys benefit from that. And again, I benefit as well. So this is a great situation we're in. I promise you. How do I track wins and losses across multiple betting accounts? Do you have any special tools? No, I'm going to tell you, James, I'm old school, unfortunately. There's good and bad to that. The bad is I'm not technically savvy, as you probably already realized with this chat. So I'm forced to write things. I trust writing them. I don't even use a calculator, rarely. It's just how I learned. Like if you do something the same way for 20 years, it's hard to change. And the truth is, at my age and the amount of things that I do, I don't have the bandwidth to learn something new. Like I just don't have the time to invest and become technically savvy. So I let that go. That's why you don't see me with TikTok and social media and all that stuff. It's not me. But I track every result. I could tell, you want to laugh? Since you asked, yeah, this goes back to, this is written down, every result. Oh yeah, this is like 2016. Yeah. NHL 2015. 2014, 2015 NHL, I went 65 and 29. In 2015, 18-time profit. Yeah, I track everything. And at the end of the year, I go over things and then I just put them away like this shit, and I don't pull them out probably forever, but I keep them because that's just the kind of person I am. I have sheets from the Stardust from when I was a runner. If you guys remind me, I'll put some out on social media. Like, you want to see some pictures of Ace as a runner with long hair and a ponytail? You're gonna die laughing. I look like a different person when I first got here. But yeah, I keep everything, man. Like I said, oh shit. I hope you guys have been hearing me perfect. This has been the mic, right? Has everything been good? Like I said, unfortunately, I'm just not the best freaking tech guy. But since I'm not connected, watch, stay here one sec. All right, you guys want to see some funny shit? Here, let me hook this up, all right? All right, sounds been good. Thanks, JP. Thank you. Look, you want to laugh? Stardust, August 12th, 2004 baseball. This was almost 20 years ago. I was tracking everything. Line moves. This is the stuff. That's why I like going through this stuff every once in a while, because I was tracking everything, keeping notes of all kind of stuff. It's just what I like to do, man. Like if I'm gonna do so, I dive in. I have OCD, so I become obsessive and compulsive on things. Unfortunately, that's why I have to choose the right things. I know a lot of people think because I'm so wired, I'm all drugged up. This is being normal, honestly. Not like again. All right, let's just be honest. I'm old, dude. So the people that out there are like, oh, he's on crystal, he's on coke, I'd have a heart attack. Like I probably, listen, if I knew I could be wired and not have heart attacks, who knows? But I'm an old guy, and I haven't been going out for 20 years. So the people that think that crazy shit, they must have some really interesting lives. But no, it's just how I am. I'm just a wired up guy. has a nervous disposition, meaning I'm always moving, always doing things. That's why I work hard. I like to work a lot. I don't mind working. I never mind working. Neither Caesars nor MGM have lines on 2 to 3 minor league games. Yeah, you know what? Most don't. And here's what I'm going to start doing. If it's minor league totals, and I'll even tell if we win, if they can do it, you could even email and tell Gianni to just if we win. If we lose, leave them like they are. If we win, he could just rate them as 2%. From now on, if they're totals, I'll only make AAA 2% plays because they're harder to find, even for myself. Like half my skins don't offer that. So I probably shouldn't. Three's not even a percent, but still, I'm going to stick. If it's a side, we could go to 3. But if it's a total, I'll only use it as a 2% play because those totals are hard to find. Thank you, Pete, for sharing that, for bringing that up, because I want my results to actually reflect your results. And that doesn't mean you have to get down on everything. Again, by skipping some, you're going to pass on some losers as well. You're going to remember the winners that you skip, but rest assured, those things balance out. Don't sweat it. Even though we win more than we lose, you won't miss enough that it's going to make a difference over the volume, I bet. I promise you, this has been back tested over and over again. Before we launched this program, I had to be 100% certain that I could turn a profit for the bettors that were going to join this room. I knew the bankrolls they were going to have. I knew what their expectations were. And I sat down and we went through with Gianni 7+ years of results to ensure that I'm capable of doing this for others. Because again, it's a different thing to win for yourself. I know a lot of guys that could win for themselves, but winning for others is a different thing, just like day trading. I know guys that are great day traders, but you can't share that information. It's time sensitive. Everyone else trying to piggyback would go broke. Sure, they could share a couple swing trades here and there, but it's just the truth. And it's the same with a lot of sports bettors. A lot of the way they bet is time sensitive, and you just can't use that information. So again, it's time tested. The only thing you need to do is practice your money management over and over again. Just keep doing the right thing. And I promise you, that's why I come in and have to face you every week. It's going to be embarrassing if I'm losing. You don't think I already thought that ahead? You think I need these headaches in my life? Like, my life's pretty good, dude. I don't need more drama. I don't need drama. I don't have drama. I don't need stress. I don't want to add stress, but I know I could help bettors. I know there's so much bullshit out there, and unfortunately, they're so good at marketing it. Good people fucking lose money on when they shouldn't. And what I mean by that is they buy losing picks. And what I mean by losing picks is it's a handicapper that just doesn't win, doesn't have turn profit. They're selling their hot streaks. That's what they're doing. That's not what we're doing here. You guys are going to be here 3 months from now, 6 months from now. I know that. Again, I'm not trying to go through people. We're here to fucking do damage. One more question for you. If you recommend a bet and it's -150, by the time you see it, we're at -180, let it go. Let it go. Your edge is gone. It's fine. So what? Dude, it happens to me. Look, it happened today. It happened because I was in the shower getting ready for this. And I got a play that I missed. And it happened to lose, so I saved money. But it could have won. The other day, I missed one and it won. It happens to me all day. You guys just don't know it because I don't share the plays that I miss because they're not out there anymore. I get tons of information is what I'm trying to explain. And because of that, I'm going to miss a lot of stuff. It's just not possible to get down on everything. So don't worry. I promise you, that's not going to be the difference between you being profitable or not. It's not. And now again, if you're missing 70% of the plays, that's a different story. But I've even urged subscribers, if you're not properly funded, you don't need all the volume anyway. You don't need all the sports. You could be more selective. Wait for 4%. Be a fucking boss trader. You know those guys. They wait and they make big investments. They don't day trade or swing trade. They follow the charts and they shove all in when they find good spots. I don't mean you to shove all in, but you know what I'm saying. You wait for the 4% where you only bet 1% of your bankroll, and you let the 2s and 3s go in the 1%, and you nail the 4s and 5s. You know, long term, they're going to have the highest win percentage. Sure, the 2s, 3s, and 1s add up, and that's why we're up over 200 units, but you're still going to be profitable. Number one right now in 5% plays, and I'm sure I'm right there in 4% plays, at least within the top 3. So yeah, like use this for you. You don't have to, like, that's what I'm trying to make this subscription about, actually really helping people that are part of it. Meaning I'll curtail it to help you. That's why I'm here every week. So I could, not one more question, James, I'm here for you. That's it. Yeah, I have shit coming in. Here, we're gonna look at the screen real fast just to see. You know, I love you guys. Let's see, just in case anything coming in. We're always gonna look, but we don't have nothing coming in. No, there are just some squares betting the White Sox. We ain't got nothing to worry about. We're good. We're golden. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to worry. Come in here, ask questions on how to help you, as many as they are. I won't say your name. I don't care. Like, again, you have access to me where I can, any question that you think of during the week, any problem, any issue that arises, write it down. Nail me with it, brother, sister. Tell me how I can help. Let me scroll back and let me see. Okay. Oh, thanks, Del. Yeah, that's a good point. Here's why we set it up with the text to where it doesn't say the sport, because it was in the back end, in the program, in the coding, it would be another step. And we tried to have as few steps as possible to get you the play as quickly as possible. It's on me to start remembering to write like that, like I did -AAA, -CFL, -WNBA. So you know immediately what the sport is. You're right. I do it with soccer where I write what the league is, because a lot of times I'll get a soccer play and I check, because I get the shot. Again, I'm not handicapping Honduran fucking soccer. I'm not handicapping that stuff. But I know when I get Honduran soccer, it's probably damn sharp. So I want to bet it. Again, I think I'm #1 in soccer lifetime, and I couldn't name you one pro soccer player. Yeah, Messi, right? Yeah. Again, I'm just being honest. But that doesn't matter. We win in soccer is what the point is. So I need to start doing that, because that's what the creation of this subscription is. So sure, for the regular subscription, it's more of a retail crowd, meaning it's a lot of the subscribers there are casual bettors. They don't bet all the time. They're betting teams. They do want to know what a winning or sharp bettor is on, but they don't know what you know, that if they get the play and the line's off, that it's not good anymore, or if they get to this casino and it's already changed, they probably shouldn't be betting it, or it's coming from bettor that they probably should have asked, how are you over the last 12 months? How are you over, I know how you are over the last 3 days. You keep screaming about it, but how are you over the last 12 months? You guys know to ask those questions. That's why you're here. But I've realized that so many don't in this sports betting now that it's so mainstream. And unfortunately, you know, there's people that take advantage. Fortunately, you guys are on a good platform that doesn't. I mean, Gianni demands a lot from his cappers. He really does. And he put a stop to a lot of the fucking nonsense that actually makes a lot of money. You don't see games of the year screaming nonsense like that. Sure, they rate big plays because people want big plays. That's just how it is. And that encourages cappers to give out big plays. You give what the market is. It's kind of like the the drug problem in America. If you don't have consumers, the suppliers aren't making money. So it's either you have one of two things you could fix. You either shut down the suppliers or you have people that don't want to consume it. It's one of two ways. There's no other like option, the way to stop it. And with big plays, unfortunately, that's what casual novice bettors want. They don't want consistency. They don't get excited by 5% ROI. They think a winning sports bettor wins every day, wins every game. They have some fantasy that they're going to drive a Lamborghini and show off that they're in Dubai in 12 months. No, they're going to be broke for another year and another year and another year and another year and another year. I'm going to get a regular job and that dream's going to be gone. Like that's just the reality, because I've been here 30 years and I've seen so many people go through that. They came here with high expectations and a lot of ability, but just were foolish about it. Like you ain't doing it overnight. Nobody has. So slow down. Let's do it the right way. That's why the people in here are doing it the right way. I'll let them do that shit with the big games. Sure, I throw the 5% ounce and we've done really well with them because I've been very selective. And I feel bad we lost that Sunday one. We were up 8-0 in the third. I didn't even know. Thank God. See, this is why I don't watch the games. I found out the next morning. I saw that we lost the 5% play, that we had over 8.5 and it ended 7-1. I was like, damn, we lost by a half a run. And then someone texted me and was like, I can't believe we got stuck at 8 runs in the third inning. I said, what? I looked at the box score and I said, damn, now I know why I don't watch this stuff. It would have ruined my whole Sunday. It would have ruined my Sunday. Like, again, it isn't life-changing money, but I'm human. It would have ruined my Sunday and it would have been in my mindset. And instead, I set up for Monday. I looked through my charts to trade when the market opens Monday. I looked at Monday's baseball. I looked at the NBA Finals. I looked at the Stanley Cup with a fresh mind because I wasn't looking at what the score was. I didn't care. I mean, sure, I wanted to win, but if I was looking at the score and I saw that they weren't scoring, how's it not going to affect me? Like, I'm human. How could I not ruin my evening? So the truth is, that's why I don't spend my nights watching this stuff. Instead, I'm working on the next day's action. Real fast, let me look what's still available. The only other short play that came through, but we're not betting it because it wasn't a side that I loved, is LA over the Cubs tonight. I would honestly, in that spot, I wouldn't lay more than like minus 110, 115 with that matchup too. Yeah, so use the info as you like. Like I said, I can tell you with certainty when it got down to like 120, because it dropped down to like 120 and one of the sharp groups did hit it at like 120, 123 or something like that. That's why it's sitting at now 132. But yeah, not for me. I don't like it. And there's going to be some days, guys, where, again, we lose in the morning or we don't have anything, or even it's AAA and you don't get something in, let it go. It's just one day. Like, it's not going to make a big difference in the whole scheme of things. You're a trader now. You're no longer a handicapper, a sports fan, a sports bettor. No, you're a trader. You trade. You trade your dollars for plus EV positions. That's all you do. You're a trader. You're ready to back a team or fade a team at any moment, depending on what the betting line is. You're a trader. You use the sports betting market to trade. That's what we do. And when the number's there, we beat it, baby. Next, let's see. Thank you, Del. Now, wins. Yes, yeah. Yeah, and like I said about keeping, I probably went off on a rant about keeping results. That's just how I do it. And like you see, these are betting accounts, and I write down the week, what it's plus, what it's minus. This is the agent that I'm working these accounts with. I have what his cut is. I do everything on paper. And then at the end of the week, I do the math, I settle the accounts, and I toss these. I toss once these are settled. But results, I keep them most for nostalgia. Like, honestly, what happened in 2004 and the line movements then, are irrelevant now. I'm not looking at anything like that to help me today. The principles are the same, money management, all the stuff we talk about that actually matters. But as far as the market, it's evolved. It's evolved. And the way just the sports books all work together and move lines, and how they moved lines back then compared to how they move lines now, it's just a different game. But I keep that mostly for nostalgia. I just think it's cool. Yeah, man, those. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yes. 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 I'm scrolling. That's all. I'm just scrolling here, guys. That's all we're doing. On game 4 of the NBA Finals tomorrow. All right. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And the Joker prop wasn't me. I'll tell you what. You want to hear something funny? Great story. Guy that sends me the Joker prop asked me, can you get down on Joker? I said, yeah, no problem. I get him down on Joker. Within 5 minutes, someone else calls me and says, yo, can you get me the under on Joker? Here's what I know, that dude's been used over and over and over again. I don't mean it bad, to set up good sides. That's why I made it a big play on a prop, because once I saw that they were dummying the under on Joker, because it went up to over 20, it was 28. The first bet I got from them was over 28.5 at minus 140. And then they went to over 29.5 up to 1.25. It was up to 165 at one point. And you got to remember, prop limits are low. So for these guys to get down, they have the power to bring the train back. See, me, you, when we miss the boat, we just got to let it go. We missed the train. We got to wait for the next one. When you could move markets, if you miss the boat, all you do is bring that boat back. Like, you just use your bottom of the totem pole runners and movers to bet into sharp accounts opposite of what you really want. And once the screen starts copying, you come in on the side you want, which was the over on the Joker bet. That was the truth. Once I saw that scheme playing out, and again, that was simply experience. That was intuition. That wasn't my handicap. That wasn't, and if anything, I should have been a little nervous because I knew the sharp side was the under. I wanted to give you guys under, game under first half, under for the game. Those were steam, but we missed the number. They went under 216, under 215. And at that point, I was hoping when it got to like 214, I thought we had a chance of it going back to 215, that the public would come in, they'd bet it over. And when I saw that didn't happen, and instead more under money and even public under money, and in the first half, I'm not going to have us take the worst of it. Yes, it won. The first half stayed under and the game stayed under, but we don't take the worst of it. We don't bet 50-50 propositions. We wait for 55-45s. 53-47s, 54-46s, 60-40s at times, 61-39s at times. We don't look for 50-50s. And once a line moves like that, then I'm looking at 50-50. But the problem is that I'm laying 11-10. And if at 50-50, I'm making a losing bet. So now I'm hoping to be a product of good luck. And I was. If I did it, I would have been the product of good luck. I would have hit the under in the first half, would have hit the under in the game. But that's all that would have been. It wouldn't have been a good bet. The good bet was under 216, under 215, and I think under 110, 110.5 in the first half. There are guys going under 107, 3 points in a half that moved 3 points. Sure, they got there, but you're going to tell me that was a great bet? Waiting 3 points later on a first half? That's like 5.5, 6 points for the game is what it's worth. You're going to take a total 6 points worse on a low total for an NBA that's not in the 230s, 240s? That's crazy. And again, that's why I rather lay off those bets. And unfortunately, in the pick selling business, that's what they want. Casual bettors want a pick for game 3, and they want me to put a package up for game 3. I won't do it, dude. I won't do it. Yes, I'll sell. Hell yeah, I'll fucking sell. I'm number 1 at WagerTalk. Of course I'm going to sell. All I got to do is put a package up. But I'm not going to do it. For what? So some dude that just doesn't know better buys it? Yeah, I don't need it like that. Thank God. Thank God. Over the last decade plus, I've done the right thing, and I don't have to do that kind of shit. I'm looking now real quickly at Denver and Miami tomorrow, just to see for my guy who asked if I have anything early. Yeah. I'll tell you now. Like I told you last week, and I told you on Game 7 that we were going to be on the Heat or nothing. I think it was. Same thing tomorrow. We'll be on Miami or nothing at all. That much I promise you. As far as the side goes, the total, no. If something sharp comes in, we'll see. But as far as the side, yeah, we're going to be on the Miami Heat tomorrow night or nothing at all. How is that line moving? Let's look at the WagerTalk odds, right? Let's see what they got up for tomorrow. All right. Up to 3.5. All right, here's what you got to do, though. Okay, we're good there at 3.5. All right, so here's what we're going to do with that. We're going to wait. Definitely going to wait. Because, again, still going to do a little more work. And more importantly, we're going to see where this line goes. I think you're going to get more Denver action, probably. 3.5 isn't a key number. That's the problem. 4 isn't a key number, so it really won't make a difference. That's why there's no rush to get involved. Not, you know, even if it goes to 3, again, in the NBA, those are not key numbers. 3, 3.5, 4s really won't matter. It won't matter till if it got to 5. Like if it got to 5, excuse me, that's worth, you know, 21 cents instead of 20. Like you'd lay 11 cents for an extra half point instead of 10 extra cents. So you'd be getting the best of it for a penny more better than it should be. Meaning if an NBA game is -5 and you buy a half point and lay -120, you should be charged -121. And if you're getting 5 and you could get 5.5 and you're only laying 120, you should be laying -121. So you're actually getting a little better than you should. I don't think this line gets to 5. That's why I'm in no rush. I'm gonna wait and see how it plays out. See if we get confirmation. That's what I like to wait for. Like I said, I trade 5 factors. Each factor is another percent. And that's pretty much where that game sits. And we may see a total. We'll see. Let me see. How many years of winning good bets do you need to have to consider yourself an originator, or does it rely on money you're able to get in? Listen, man. Too many. Everybody wants to call themselves an originator, and everyone claims to be an originator, and so few people are. That's just the truth. And I mean, it's almost like that has become a label in gambling Twitter that people think means something without even understanding what it means. Like if someone says they're an originator in what? What do you originate? Do you originate your NFL? Do you originate totals? Do you originate college basketball? Do you originate props? Oh, wait, you originate everything? Is that what you're telling me? That's bullshit. That's nonsense. There's not a person walking the planet that does that. Originators are specialists. That's all they are. It's a specialist that focuses on one sport, one conference, one team, and they originate moves because they know that market better than the actual odds makers. So they've shown a history of winning, and when they bet, the bookmaker respects that action and starts to move it, and you're now originating the play, and others are either agreeing with it. Like if you agree with it, what, you're not if I like Dallas and Dallas gets steamed, what, the originator steamed it, I'm not an original. I like them too. What does that have to do with anything? Who originated it? Like, again, It's a word that means nothing. That means nothing, only matters to a very select few, and most people will never meet them. There's very few of them that do that in particular sports. That's just the truth. Now, to be an originator, like to get that label, which again, I don't even know why you would be the goal. The goal is to win money. But again, if you're looking for that clout of being the originator, win. Create an algorithm, create a trading system, somehow beat the move, and eventually you evolve into an originator. It's not like a class you take, certificate you get. You'll know when you're an originator when you bet, and then the lines move after you bet, meaning the bet you make moves the number. Very few people, I promise you. We bet games and get ahead of the market, and I'm not the originator. It's like nonsense. Sure, I got a lot of them are my opinions, yes. And then sometimes the sharp side comes in, sometimes it doesn't. You see baseball on sides, 70% of the baseball is just mine. That's why you don't see lines get steamed on our sides after, and I'm up 60 freaking units on baseball. And I use one simple system. It's Pythagorean. Here, want me to read it? I love you guys. I'm going to share it to you. This is all you have to do. Here's my baseball system that I've used for the last decade. Once I learned that Pythagorean wins and losses are probably the best predictor of future performance when it comes for baseball, at least I found, that's all I started doing. And here's what the Pythagorean theorem for baseball is. You ready? Just write this down. Grab your pens. It's Pythagorean wins show the winning percentage. So winning percentage equals runs scored squared divided by runs scored squared times runs allowed squared. It's just a simple equation. So winning percentage equals, the team's winning percentage equals runs scored squared divided by runs scored squared minus runs allowed squared. That's going to show you a baseball team's true winning percentage. Then what I do every day is I compare it to what their actual winning percentage is. And when I see a team is overvalued or undervalued, meaning they're 8 games, they won 8 games more than they should have based on their Pythagorean wins, then I'm looking for spots to fade them. If they won 8 games less than they should have based on their Pythagorean wins, then I'm looking for spots to back them. It's that simple. And a lot of times, a betting group that I work with will come in on one of those sides. And to me, that's confirmation. I'm already out ahead of it. So am I an originator? No, of course not. Does it matter? I'm on the same side he is. So at the same number, in fact. So what's it matter? Shit, I'll take a 5%, 1%, 2% different number at times. Remember I told you that in the very first chat. For confirmation, I will give up ROI rather than gamble. I do it all the time in trading. Like I said, today I took that topping tail on Bitcoin. I shouldn't have. I didn't have enough factors. I gambled a little bit because I've been waiting to short Bitcoin because I think it's going down to at least back to that bottom, that 15 that it reached, and hit that double bottom. That should happen down to that 15.5, and then from there we'll see if it breaks to the next level and goes even lower. But I'm expecting that to happen. I jumped the gun a little bit. Obviously, it's not going to go straight down. It's going to chop around, go back up a little, chop around. But I think eventually it's going to get that back down to that 15.5 range. And then from there, we'll look at the charts and decide what's going to happen. But with that said, that's pretty much how I do it. Yes, and like the rat in college basketball, Raz in his totals, he originates them. But if you've already handicapped the college basketball board, and let's say you're like, oh, North Carolina Duke, I like the over 154, and you have access to Raz, why wouldn't you wait? And if he's on that over, you unload. You instead of a 2% play, it's a 3 or 4% play. Now you not only are you confident in the side, but now a proven long-term winner in that market also sees value. That's confirmation. Dude, check your egos at the door. Everybody's on Twitter yelling on social media how great they are, how great they are, how great they are. Dude, if you have to tell everyone how great you are, again, how great you, just put your numbers out there. Put the numbers out there. If you're winning, just put your numbers out there. Like I said, that's what Raz does. Puts his numbers out there. I'm not going to win for you every day. I'm not going to lose for you every day. This is what I've done over the last that many years. Yes, I'm an originator. God bless him. God bless him. I won a lot of Raz plays. I find myself on a lot of Raz college basketball, even on some of their football stuff that they've done. It's the sharp side, and I want to be on the sharp side. And on top of it, a lot of the groups that I work with are betting their stuff. So I end up betting it, and I didn't even know it's a Raz play or it's a that play. I don't care at the end of the day whose it is. Thank you for sharing that with the world and letting us get down. I have no ego. I don't care. So I told you, if you're in this room, you're getting the best shit. I don't care who it comes from. They could say whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. If you don't want your stuff bet, don't put it out there. Don't put it out there. Keep it to yourself. I respect someone like Raz. So sure, I'd love to be on the same college basketball total as him if I like that side a lot and I could find out he's on it later, or a group I work with that bets his stuff, bets it into. I'm good with it. I'm good. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Andrew Gombis in MMA. I'm a fan. He's an originator, young dude, but he's proven track record. Are you kidding me? I try not to even influence Andrew. And we talk, and I'm like, I want you to just, because again, we're good friends, and I don't want him be in a position where he feels like he's going to disrespect me if he disagrees with me. So I try to not even do that, but he's like, no, we talk all the time. If I have a side, like I have Oliveira, then he bets it. Oh my God, I'm so happy that an originator bet it and I'm on the same side and I'm going to bet it. That to me is a positive. Now, again, I don't piggyback blindly. I've done this too long to know you get yourself in trouble doing that, because you don't know what a lot of the motive is for these groups sometimes. Fortunately, with Andrew, I have a good talking relationship, but I don't talk with these groups every bet they fire. So I have to conclude what the reason for the bet is a lot of times. And, fortunately, I get enough down that they're not going to send me scalps and setups and dummy moves. But still, I'm not just going to piggyback blindly, because they could be edging off. They could be having a hedge. They could have a middle situation. Who knows, from something that happened earlier in the day. I don't know. So that's why I say my goal for you guys is one of two things. Either if you enjoy handicapping, I urge you to handicap. I urge you to handicap the card, put your picks down, and as I release, if I confirm, be more confident and fire away, or only bet those. Or do the opposite and just follow my trades. Don't bet bad numbers, bet size correctly, and you're going to turn a profit like I do. That's what I did when I first got into trading. I just followed this trader's swing trades at first. And when I saw the profit is when I asked him, please teach me, show me how to do that. I'll pay whatever you charge to learn how to do what you do. And it took years, and that's what I've been learning and being mentored, doing that. So that's my goal, baby. That's my goal. I always say it's so simple. It's so simple, guys. We have social media. You have 140, 240 spaces. Just put your results. Just put it out there and let the bettors decide. Don't tell, how hard is it to tell me what you're doing in 2023? It's only been 5 months. Tell me what you're doing in 2023. if you've been selling picks for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, have the decency to tell me how you've done then as well. And that's it. And let the market decide. If you have to sit there and remind everyone how much ass you're kicking every day, you can't be kicking that much ass. I mean, but that's just how I look at it. If you're too busy doing damage, you ain't got time to tell everybody about it. You're busy doing damage. And everyone else is talking about the damage you're doing, not you. If you're the one that's doing all the touting, like doing your own, shooting your own horn, you got to be asking yourself, why aren't other people doing that? Like if you get a book at Amazon, then I want 5,000 reviews. Then I have an idea it's real. That I'm going to look at the 3 stars, the 4 stars, the 2 stars. I want 5,000, 10,000 review products. I don't want something with 10 reviews. They could be their friend or the same 5 people liking it and shit. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't have time to do that stuff. And that's why, unfortunately, for me, I'm not making as much money selling picks as I probably could be. But thank God I've been blessed where I don't need to. And I got good people like you guys to surround myself with, and we're going to do just fine and keep making money. Let's keep going. Watered by those who continue to say how. Yeah, Nathan, you're right. Listen, again, please, this isn't a me infomercial, me touting. What I'm telling you is the only reason I even put out my results like I do today is transparency, like I tweeted today. And if I lose sometimes a big play or win a big play, and WagerTalk, tweets it out or something, I'll retweet it. But I just think that's foolish, because most of these people are never telling you when they lose. It's like they only brag about winning and for some reason disappear when they lose, or for some reason just never show their long-term results. Show that current hot streak, baby. Nothing like that current today. What happened today, the last 10 days? Dude, what about the poor people that listened to you over the last 2, 3, 4 years? You got nothing? You have nothing to say about that? Zero? You got nothing on that? Or you telling me about the last 5 days, the last 10 days? You're telling me about Major League Baseball. Brother, you sold football. You sold basketball. You sold hockey. Stop fucking telling me about how good you are in baseball because I lost in 8 other sports with you. Come on, let's keep it real. We're keeping it real, dude. And yeah, I'm not winning in everything. I think we might have lost this year in NHL. We lost in NHL. That much I can promise you. So bet tonight's game how you feel. This was and NHL's been really profitable year after year historically. But we have a negative year this year. That's just me telling you the truth. So if you've been betting my NHL stuff, I apologize. You're negative on that. Fortunately, I don't just sell NHL, and hopefully that's not all you've been betting. If it is, I encourage you to start using some of my other stuff that I probably had better results in, over a bigger sample size. Because again, I don't call myself a specialist in anything. It's almost like what happened with the UFC, and people got mad because they labeled me their betting expert. Dude, relax. I'm not an MMA expert. I never said I was. I'm not an MMA historian or anything like that. I'm a sports bettor that wins. They're starting to show where they need a winning sports bettor, and because they're going to show the actual results every show. That's what happened. And they saw how gambling is going to blow up, and they reached out to a particular gambler, and that's it. I think I filled an application or anything like that. And the MMA community all got pissed. Like, someone that knows more deserves better, or someone that's been following. Dude, again, I don't do this as a fan. Yes, you guys in this room, I'm sure, know more about the current particular teams and sports than I do. I trade it. I trade this market. I'm not a fan of it. I'll be honest with you. And it sucks. I envy those that still cheer in sports. I say I go to the sports book. I'm jealous of the guys that cheer in their tickets and watch all the games. I'm even jealous of guys like Teddy Covers. Teddy watches games every night. I love him for that. Like, he's still, after 30 years of doing it, he won't miss a night. He'll put 5 screens on. That guy will watch every sport. He'll know everything about these teams. That's how he works. That's how he finds his edge. I'm a technical trader. I've admitted that to you guys. I'm a technical trader in sports. I'm a technical trader in stocks. And I even consider myself a technical trader with art. I don't care about what it looks like. I don't even know how to judge it. All I know is certain artists, I check what their Sharpe ratio is. I see what their average appreciation is over the last decade or two. I see when they were born or if they're still alive. And that's pretty much, there's certain things, criteria I look at, and that's it. I don't know how to judge the painting. And when it comes to trading stock and crypto, I don't look at I don't watch CNN or read the Wall Street Journal or anything like that, because I don't trade on fundamentals. I trade on technicals. That's it. I read the charts and I trade what the charts tell me. The fundamentals, I could care less. They go up, down, up, down. That's all greed and fear and FOMO, and that's all hype. They're hyping up Nvidia from $200 stock to $400 stock, and people are buying it. Can I show you guys something, please, because you're here? And this shit matters, man. Let me show you something, because I love you guys. Listen to this. Listen to this. If anyone you know wants to buy Nvidia, show them this. Show them this, please. This is Nvidia's weekly chart. Do you see what it's done? Do you see that? Do you really want to buy when things are up at their high? Is that really when we want to be buying these things? It doesn't make sense. Look at it. It's going in one direction. Like, if you didn't buy in here, what are you chasing? That, to me, is so obvious. That's greed. That's simply greed. So again, if you're reading Wall Street Journal and watching CNBC, you're going to see nothing but dudes that are talking their book. Guys that have Nvidia are going to talk about how great it is and how it's the future and all that shit. So you could go and buy it. But most people are going to actually, again, dude, look at, these are daily gaps. This is from one day. See, I have my crawl. I'm ready. Look, I'm ready to even to go long on a bounce if it comes back down to the gap. But obviously up here, I've shorted it. Look at this. Dude, this was January of 2023. This is 5 months. Are you kidding me? That's just greed. Those kind of things are what, again, it's just like sports. It's the exact same thing. That's buying going under 208 when it was 211, 213, 214. Yeah, it may still stay under. You're hoping to be the product of good luck. Just like those people that are buying Nvidia at 385, 400, where I shorted it at 415. I shorted it at 415. And I'm not going to cover my short until it gets down to that 300 range, because it's going to come back down. That's just what's going to happen. So don't, come on, really. Again, if you're hoping to be the product of good luck, these people, you know what they're hoping? That there's another person that thinks it's worth more. They're just hoping that there's another fool to buy it from them. They're not buying what the company's worth. You think the people that are buying up here are checking the EBITDA and they're checking earnings per freaking share and they're checking what debt the company has and they're checking all that shit? Hell no. They watch CNN, they watch social media, and all these influencers talk about how great Nvidia is and how they're the chip leader and with AI and all that nonsense. And you know who's getting rich? The guys that bought down here, and they're loving it. They're loving it. You know what they're going to do? They're probably shorted it like I did at 415, just like they did Bitcoin at 69,000. Just like they did Bitcoin at 69,000. And if you go look at in March 2020, you'll see the same thing, a bottom and tail when COVID happened. And while people were selling and panicking, if you were just trading technicals without even looking at CNBC and all that fear, you would see a bottom and tail. And what does that mean? You know the probabilities are in your favor that you were going to get a bounce. That's just the truth. Any way you look at it. And again, like human behavior is the same. And that's all more or less what this is an exercise in when it comes to sports betting. It's an exercise in freaking human behavior. All right, let's check out some more questions here and get ready to wrap this up. Thanks, Pete. Thank you, Pete. I'm here for you guys. I'm here. Like, again, you need to ask me. There's days I'll have an outline or a concept that'll come to mind. Oh, the thing I wanted to talk about real quickly was hope is not a hedge. It's about exactly what happened earlier to me last week with that parlay, like I touched on. But why I bringing that up again is because put that in your brain. Hope is not a hedge. That is so true. If you bet a bad number, you're now hoping. You're now hoping. Like, just like if I didn't hedge that fifth bet, that main event, which was 55-45 at best, I was hoping that I cashed the ticket. Hope is not a hedge. Hope is not a hedge. Like, you got to remember that. If you find yourself in a position where you're hoping this game wins, like I need this so I don't have to pay the bookie on Wednesday, I just hope it wins, that's not a hedge. You're doing it wrong. Again, and the only way you're going to profit is if you're doing this right. Some of this is going to be repetitive, but I promise you, there's a reason for it. Please, in 3, 4, 6 months, it'll all become so obvious, just like it did to me with the trading when my mentor said, just take the lessons. Just trust me. As you start to understand the charts, that'll all come together. This will all make sense as more and more repetitive. The more we explain it, the more you see it play out in real time. This is our thesis playing out in real time. That's what we're doing. We're beating them in real time. Not talking about doing it, not hoping to do it, not one day or did it in the past. We're doing it in real time, day by freaking day. Now, today it looks like we've lost so far in the morning. We'll see what happens the rest of the day. Again, one day, 1 week, 1 month should never be significant to you. And that's why if you bet size the way I urge, it never will. You'll never sweat it because you won't overbet it. That's the bottom line. You'll never sweat if you don't overbet. There's no reason to sweat if you don't overbet. Let's just keep putting that in our heads. Again, the only guys that are sweating are those that are overbetting. It's the truth. If you're not overbetting, what is there to sweat? What is there to sweat? Nothing. Zero. It's just 1%. Tomorrow you're going to put in 4 plays for 0.75, 0.75, and 2 1% plays. Does that yesterday really going to matter when you win tomorrow? No. The only time it's going to matter is if you went 4%, 5%, 6%, 10% of your bankroll on that play. If you're betting actual 5% on a play and lose 5%, yeah, it's going to freaking matter. If you only have $1,000 and you're betting $50 per play, yeah, that's going to hurt. You go 0-3, you lost 15% of your bankroll. Do you know if you lose 50% of your bankroll, you now have to win 200% to win it back? Like, that's why it's so important. Capital preservation. There's nothing more important, because once you lose 40, 50% of your bankroll, you have to win at such a clip now to get it back. That's a hill you don't need to climb. You never have to go down that unless you overbet. Because even on days where we have volume, and again, there's days where we have 4 or 5 plays. That's not volume. I'm talking we have 10 plus plays, but it's always going to be multiple markets. And you don't have to bet every market. But if you do, even then, think about it. We have 15 plays. Even if all of them, every single one was 1%, you'd have 15% of your bankroll out in action. That's it. And on 15 different plays. If you bet 15 plays and they're all 4% plays, they'd be 1% of your bankroll. you'd only be betting 15% of your bankroll. Even if I went 0-15 on that Saturday, 0-15, you'd only lose 15% of your bankroll. We make that up in 3-4 days. That's not a lot. But if you bet like an idiot and now you're down 60% of your bankroll, good luck recovering that. Because you know what? Now you got to keep betting like an asshole. Like, sorry, you're going to start betting right now? Now you're going to start grinding? Like, really? You should have started grinding in the fucking beginning. Now you're going to grind? Now you're chasing the 60% of your bankroll? Now you want to start doing it right? No. That's why I said, if you're in this room, I don't care what you did yesterday or before you joined up, because I did the same thing. I did it worse than you. I lost more than you. That's why I'm telling you. But you got to let that go. You got to dig that hole, throw that shit in there, cover it up, and fucking forget it happened. And realize I gained some experience, I gained some knowledge, and that's never going to happen to me again. That's what I did with investments, with stocks. Told you, bro. I lost. I'm going to tell you the truth. Fuck, I don't even want to say it. I lost high six figures, like high six figures. I lost investing, getting burned. Believe me, I had to cut it off, stop chasing. I've recovered all of that. Plus, because I dug that hole, threw that shit in there and forgot it. If anything, that just taught me to never, ever, ever fucking do that again. That's what I'm telling you. You're in this room. What you did in the past is irrelevant. If you were square, if you FOMO'd, if you bet bad numbers, if you overbet, I did it. I did it too. I did the exact same thing. That's why I tell you, I bet less today than I did when I was broke. That's a true fucking statement. And my bets are I'm not going to brag. There's guys that bet 10 times what I bet. I bet the same amount. I bet between 1 dime and 5 dimes. That's it. 1x, 5x. That's it. The most I ever have on a play. Well, sometimes you've seen me bet bigger tickets. I step out a few times a year. And I don't urge anyone to do that unless they've done it long enough. Like I said, I have a bankroll and a backup bank. So I'm comfortable doing when I step out. Otherwise, I don't step out of line ever, 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 ever. Me still today. Don't matter. If I love a side and I feel so good, I stop at that 5. That's it. And that's if it's a 5% play. More times than not, it's the most is a 4% play. So I'm betting 4 dimes, dude. I'm not moving markets. I'm betting 50, 100 dimes. I'm not betting 6 figures on plays. I'm not. I trade 6 figures because that's different. You're winning a 0.5%, winning 1%, losing 1%. I'm not going to lose the whole. You're not going to lose the whole trade. But with sports, you lose the whole bet. Are you kidding me? You can't bet recklessly. You can't do that shit here. You can't be reckless. Not with sports. So please, it don't matter. Like I said, whatever you did before, that's fine. Because I did it and I'm doing okay today, and you're going to be just fine as well. But you got to leave that there. You got to leave it there. You got to forget about it and start what you have today. Forget about it. And don't even think about winning that back. Just 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we may not even be doing this, but whatever you're doing, you will have made that money back 10x in your lifetime because you started just doing the right shit. You stopped doing detrimental stuff. That's just the truth. Like I told you, I'm not ashamed to say it. 10 years ago, my net worth was in my pocket. You guys didn't know that. I was on social media. I was on shows. I was on videos. I was at clubs. I was having receipts of 10 dime, 20 dime nights at clubs because my net worth was in my pocket like a jerk. I have a fur coat upstairs, you know that? And I keep it in my closet to remind myself. If you guys want, remind me. I'll bring it down. I'll bring it down just to show you. I really do. I have a fucking fur coat. That's how stupid I was. I lived in a freaking row house, and I had a fur coat. You can't be more foolish than me. I'm okay with that. In fact, like I said, I hang that coat. It's the first thing I see in my closet every morning because I need a reminder that don't be a jerk off. You already were a jerk off, and it did nothing good for you. So do the right shit, and good stuff happens. The harder I work, the more decent I am, the luckier I fucking get. And for the guys and the girls in this room, I thank you. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to fucking share with you those experiences that I had. And like I said, if it's just one person, two people that I could stop from making any of those same mistakes and instead getting to where I'm at today faster, fuck, man, I'll be the happiest person. I'll be the happiest. You have no idea how happy I'll be for you. Let me see. Yeah, guys, again, man, I really want to thank you. I'm going to ask one more time if you guys have any questions, any more questions. The goal for this week, we got UFC on Saturday night. We already have 3 plays in the book. Like I said, Oliveira will be coming. He's a possible 5%. I'll tell you that now. He's a 4%er for sure, and he may be a 5%er, but he's definitely a 4% play. So we're going to definitely have some UFC. We're in action on NHL tonight with the under. We're going to be on Miami or nothing. I mean, yes, Miami or nothing at all at home tomorrow. In fact, if we do, we'll probably break down the bet, take the plus 3.5 or 4, and take some money line also. And then what else? And we start betting probably some futures within the next 2 weeks or so. And announcement right after the All-Star break, you're going to start seeing the daily dose. We're going to start sharing some gems every single day because it's time to put some good stuff out there. So you'll be seeing that after the All-Star break. Stick around for the daily dose, baby. Other than that, we got nothing but good times ahead. We're waiting for football because that's going to be fun. Again, I love everything else. Which Oliveira? Ooh, real quickly, it's Charles Oliveira because, Nathan, we like the other side in the Maria Oliveira fight. Here's what I'll tell you. There's opposite guys I respect. One's on Maria Oliveira. The other one's on Diana Belbita. I had already circled the Belbita side, and I like her. I haven't gotten to a point because she's minus 115 now to where I'm willing to release her to subscribers because I got her at even money, I think, or even plus money. And again, I make a ton of trades. For you guys, I give you the strongest stuff, the stuff that I'm the most confident when the dust settles December 31st, it will have produced a profit for you. Yes, along the way, that means I'll be on some sides that win that you won't, but I'll be on some sides that lose that you won't either. That's for damn sure. That's how it goes. With those plays, anything that I don't share that is sharp is closer to that 53, 47 range, like the smaller edges. And there's no reason for us to bet those. Right now, we have more than enough sports and markets to find bigger edges in. We don't need to be picking up, butts like what's it called? Warren Buffett used to look for. He used to say those butts that had one more drag on it. He'd look for those stocks that weren't completely dead, like a cigarette butt that had one more drag in it. No, we're fine. So we don't have to chase that shit. All right. So yeah, that's what I could tell you with the Oliveira Belbita. That's why that line flip-flop. The first steam move came in on, there was some sharp money on Oliveira. Since then, it's come in on the Belbita side. I like the Belbita side, but again, low level women's MMA, the cliche, bet the dog or leave it alone. I don't think that's true. I bet some small female favorites that have historically done well for me. I don't believe in cliches. And there's some that are real, I guess. But that's it. That's going to be it. Going to count a little more. Any last question? Because again, I am here for you. Thank you, James. I'm so glad you're enjoying these. Thank you, all you guys, that you're enjoying these calls. Again, it's an hour of our time, 90 minutes. Sometimes we're going to freaking be firing away. That's going to happen when football comes, and we're doing it leading into NFL. We're going to do it on Sundays, I promise you. We're probably going to do it at 8 o'clock our time here, so probably 11 a.m. Eastern to probably for an hour, 90 minutes at the most, because I'm going to need at least 45 minutes of alone time before kickoff for that final stuff where I'm strictly concentrating on charts and lines. But I'll be prepared. So over those 90 minutes, as stuff's coming in, I'll be able to share it, and I'll already have the bets that I want to place. We'll be able to talk about what numbers are available for those Wong teasers that we like. And if there's any sides, props that you guys have that you like, you could just toss them out on the chat, and I'll let you know if I see anything sharp in any of the accounts, guys. So thanks again for spending your Thursday evening, and let's keep doing damage. Let's win some money this week. Let's get up to that plus 250 units. Let's get the plus 250 by the end of June. We'll be sitting pretty. We'll be sitting pretty through 6 months. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Be safe. Have a good weekend. And remember, stick to the proper bet sizes, and they can't beat you. There's nothing they could do about it. We're at plus 200 units last week. We're at plus 218 because we lost. We're at plus 223 this morning. We gave a little bit back, but we're ahead of last 7 days. And that's what we're going to do. Check in every 7 days. Thank you. And if you can't remember, it'll be available to go through quickly. Just pick up a nugget or hear. Again, it's good to remember shit. It's good to repeat it, to hear things, That's how I learned. I was in a room every day betting this stuff, surrounded by sharp guys that just talked about this stuff over and over and over again. I wish it would have sunk in sooner, but at least I had the knowledge to when I was at least emotionally and mature enough and ready to get to work, I had the foundation built already. I knew what to do. And I thank God for that at least. So thank you guys. God bless you and your families. And I really appreciate your time. Do some damage. Be good. Thank you.